like to get paid, that's why I work every day. I'll be making money till I'm in my grave. Don't care what they say, I'll buy time with my money. Laughing to the bank cause it's funny. The money keep coming, I manifest it. Sing these lyrics and you'll get it. I'm the bank, come invest it. I get tracked and I have it. Money finds me attractive. I'm the type to make commas, turn a profit. I'm the boss, Willy Wonka, but it ain't chocolate. Yeah, I'm just being honest, I work for this shit. I'm usually modest, but this beat lit, so I'm going off thoughtless, talking my shit.
Why am I pumped up to do this review? Oh man, first off, I had to find a place in my cul-de-sac to where I could put this. And that's a good thing about living on the end of a road. Just kind of place it in the center, do some cool drone shots. So I went out and I purchased this. I did. So let me give you a little bit of a back brief as to why I got a Slingshot. I don't want to give you too much story and I don't want to make this too long. Slingshots are a different field of sobriety, if you will. You have motorcycles, you have cars, you have trucks, you have SUVs, you have vans. And you're probably watching this video thinking either one, you've been subscribed to this channel for a long time and you don't know why I'm doing the review, or two, you're looking at buying a Slingshot and you're trying to figure out or justify to your wife as to why you should get one. And let me explain, let me give you some of these key arguments here. Sweetheart, you don't have to worry about gripping me tight with your legs, number one. Number two, you're cruising. Number three, you don't need a helmet. Now, there's many more reasons, which I'm sure I'm going to go over, but I really want to cover this vehicle, and that's what I'm going to call it. It's not a motorcycle, and it's not a car. And before you're one of these people, or you watch one of these channels and you're like, yo, add a fourth wheel. Make it a fourth wheel. First off, that's illegal, number one, okay? There's a reason why this has zero safety features, because it's not a car. Don't add a fourth wheel, okay? That's ridiculous. If you wanted that, you go get a car. And if someone says, well, I'm gonna put a fourth wheel to be different, then you go buy a car to be different. And then you buy a specific car. This is designed for people that wanna feel like they're in a race car but can't afford one. And how do I know? Well, because I spent all my money on my house. I'm a car, I'm a wife, and that made me broke. So I said, how can I look the coolest and get the most amount of attention with the least amount of money? We've all done it before, right? You get new pair of Jordans. They're not comfortable, but you wear them because everybody else likes them. I don't even know what they are, but I know what Jordans are. You know, like, oh, that's a 1986 Jordan red-white version. The same shit. So when you get this, that's exactly what you're gonna get. People are gonna think that you are loaded, when in reality, you're broke as shit, right? Like you spend, the reality is you spend, if you bought the base model, $21,000 roughly, and then you got freight and paperwork, there's a $600 fee for that. 20 grand will get you the base model that has absolutely fuck all nothing. I mean, you don't even have a radio, you just got the vehicle. You get the same engine in the S, the SL, the SLR, and the R. The only difference between all four of those variations, when you talk about the S and they have the S with the technology package. It's going to give you the head unit. Does not have Apple CarPlay. You can get that for $550, or you could get the SL version. I think they're 173 horsepower. SLR 203, R 203. The difference between the SLR and the R is going to be the brakes. On this, you get some stock spongy bullshit that's not very good. Does it stop? Yes. Keep in mind, again, no safety features. You did get seatbelts, but those are just decorative. The reason why I think they're decorative is because if you roll over in this, seatbelt or not, it's over, okay? Just put it out there. Let me talk about this specifically. People ask me, Jay, I hate referring to myself as a third person. Is it like a motorcycle? No. Is it like a car? Absolutely not. Now, I've been a big fan of first and second's another word for a shitty second generation of the Miatas. Loved them. Super compact, small, convertible, some safety features, airbags. And I wasn't gonna get a Miata at my age and at my weight, even though I'm losing it. Who's looking sexy? Even though I'm losing it, but I was like, I'm not gonna get a Miata. Sure enough, the day that we take this out, what do we see at a traffic light? about a 65-year-old dude in a Miata with big-ass fart cans for exhaust. I am not going to be that fucking guy. No, I will draw attention to myself other ways by buying slingshots. And look, could I have got an R8? No, because it broke. So Slingshot is where it was at. But I'm not going to justify with just the price. Let's be real for a second. So when I got this vehicle, it was a matter of I wanted to get a new motorcycle because I wanted to take something out that has bags, that's fun, and I could put my drone in and go places. But I was like, I have motorcycles. I've owned a lot of different motorcycles. What could I get that is different? Not so much about drawing attention as much as this does. I did get a Santa Cruz because I thought it was cool. And then after about a month of having it, I guess it just went on sale. And then everybody and their grandparents, and I live in Florida, got the thing. And I was like, this is not even special anymore, which is why it hasn't moved. And there's rust spots in my driveway from the rims of it just sitting and not moving. So it was a matter of I wanted to be able to go places with my significant other or maybe pick up some chick, not chicks. There's no extra spot unless you get some really tiny ones and they just stack each other. But what can I get that has compartment that's going to be fun? And if you were to ask me, what does this ride like? And you call it drive because you do have a steering wheel, but it's more like a motorcycle than it is a car. The best way I can explain it, when you get in a motorcycle, what is the first thing you feel? What's the first thing, right? Aside from your feet on the ground, like what is it? The weight. This is like riding a motorcycle that weighs nothing. You're sitting in a car seat, and these people, I don't know where they're getting this shit from. All these reviews I watch, 1,700 pounds. What are you weighing? Like, what? When I look at the side of this, the GV, the gross various weight relocation, 21.99. But where did they get 1,600 pounds? I got 1,300 in the front and I got 900 in the rear. People are like, yeah, I got a 1,600 pound slingshot. What did you do? Take the fucking rims off? Like, I don't know. But even than that, you figure that this is 203 horsepower, which if you do get the S or the SL, you can just order the tune directly from Polaris. If you don't want whatever's in the SLR versus the SL, you can just buy that tune specifically, and then they'll tune it to be the 203. That's the only difference. So you probably noticed that I got the little seatbelt dummies in there. The reason why I do that is because this thing will beep like crazy if you don't do it. And I don't ride a motorcycle with a seatbelt, so why would I ride this? There's been some minor modifications to this. I've changed out the shift knob because I know where the gears are. I don't need to be reminded every time I put my hand on it to where to shift to. It is a 5-speed, it's not a 6, and it only goes 125 miles per hour, so it's not super fast. Don't think you're gonna get in this race Corvettes and race Porsches. You're in a wannabe race car. And I'm an owner of one, okay? I own this. I'm just telling you that it's not real. I mean, it's real, but it's not a real race car. It's like the same people that can't afford McLarens or Ferraris, so they buy Corvettes. I can't afford any of that, so I buy a Slingshot. A lot of Batmobile comments, a lot of them. It's got great angles, everything about this, super comfortable seats. The only thing that I would change, if you're gonna get this in a sunny state of Florida where you're gonna be riding all year long, make sure you get those heated and cooled seats. These are the stock seats with no R in it because it's not an R. But the heated and cool has kind of a little lever. Again, there will be other videos on this channel where I'll show different things that I modify. The exhaust is definitely something I want to change because it dumps directly in the center. There are plenty of videos of people talking about the specifications and how it rides. I'm giving you my personal opinion from a person that rides semi-exotic motor. I mean, when I'm saying exotic, there's no such thing as an exotic motorcycle, but nicer, higher end things. Audis, can't afford Lamborghinis yet. Eventually I'll get there with enough of donations and subscriptions and likes and comments. Just make sure you do those down below. That's a joke. I don't need to insult your intelligence and tell you what you do with the internet. It's a car and a motorcycle in its rawest forms. There's nothing really special about it, which makes it special. You understand? So it just having that third wheel says, I'm different than you, and stare at me. And make sure that if you actually get in this, that you are prepared for the amount of repercussions and all the people that are going to want to speak to you about your exotic sports car. It's not exotic. It's all plastic, just like a motorcycle. And it's all stickers, just like a motorcycle. It's just glorified and it's fatter. That's the best way I can explain it in a nutshell. So for this specific model, I spent $37,000. It's the SLR, and it did not have CarPlay. And again, I do have a video where I explain how to actually set that up. It was like 500 bucks. Again, if I was to do this all over again, I would have bought an R. The only reason why I got this over an R is because of the color configuration. They're weird colors, man. Polaris, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? You got phantom gray, purple, gay green. I don't even know what those colors are. So the white and the black, I did remove some of the Slingshot branding. It's subtle, it's sexy, I love it, it's fun, and I do wear glasses because if you don't, this is going to deflect. I am 6'1", and I'm 207 pounds. You'll see me get inside of this. I'm not 207 pounds, that's a lie. So when I get into this, I just want to point this out. Getting into this vehicle, it's not the easiest. Some people do tricks and shit, like they'll sit on this and then they'll kind of roll over and do this number. This is actually pretty good. I like this idea. Then you kind of slide in like that, shimmy. Again, 6'1", no place to put your left foot for the clutch. It kind of goes on the pedal, but going all the way back, putting the seat all the way back, plenty of room, super, super comfortable, lots of controls on here. I'm not gonna go over the specifications, you could do that. I want you to have my experience of the Slingshot. And there is so much storage in this. You got this guy. You got stuff behind here. I'm in here, I don't. And I just wanna point this out too, check these out, check this out. You say, oh man, I got all these USBs. What? Where you at? You in the back seat? Some people do 4-seat conversions. No big deal. Uh-oh, what's in here? Ah, I got to charge something. Ayo. That actually doesn't come with it. There's a link in the description for those. Love it. So, you ready to go? Let's ride.